Peace, my family, and brought back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right and that good mind. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up in your higher natures and cleansing. Oh yeah, most definitely cleansing the lows. I came in here today to read the El's Holy Qur'aan. This right here will certainly help you on this good journey. So with that being said, family, it continues. Allah revealed Kamen after her death. There is a drink from their stomach and from between the faces and blood, and pure cream. There is a drink from palms and grapes. And so it reads, and the source Allah sent down from the skies water, split the planet Taman into two pieces, two parts. So he not we revealed, brought back to life with it the planet Taman Earth, and made the planet Earth after her death, and he reconstructed it. Surely in that is a sign for a kindred who hears. And surely for you, and the cattle is a warning lesson. We not he, the Anunnaki, gave drink from what is in their stomach, from between the feces and blood, is pure milk, passing easily and pleasantly down the throat for the drinkers. And from the fruits, the date palms and the grapes, you take it, the grape, and make a drink to get you drunk, and of date palm, the best provision drink. Now surely in this is a sign for the kindred who can use their brains, intellect, and your sustainer master, who is Rab, has inspired to the being that they are to put the home hives into the mountains and into the trees and in the places man constructs. And so it goes on to read, honey is a healing for the nest. The angel of death created enocytes. Allah made mates and children and grandchildren for you. And it reads, then eat from all the fruits, flowers, so tread the paths from plant to plant of your Rab sustainer in a humble way. There comes forth from there the bees, the bellies, a drink honey of many different colors. Honey comes in different colors in it, and honey is a healing for the enocytes, the mortals. Surely in that is a sign for the kindred who think. The source, Allah, the angel of death, inking, created you all, then causes you to pass away, takes your soul, and there are some of you who reverts back to the lowest, the lifespan, back into Homo or Homo erectus. You become viable so that he has not, or he does not know anything after having knowledge. So surely Allah is knowing and most powerful. And the source Allah has preferred some of them over others in the provision. So those who were preferred will not give back their provision over that which their right hand possess. So there are equals in it, and then it is the grace of the source Allah that they are denying. Question. And the source Allah made you mates from yourselves, then he not we made from your mates children and grandchildren, and he provided you all from that which is agreeable. Would they then have faith in falsehood and conceal the facts? what they know to be the facts by the source, Allah's grace question, and they slave for from besides the source Allah that which does not possess for them any provision from the Samuel skies or the planet and the planet, Ki Tamet, earth, anything, and they are not able. Don't strike likeness, for the source knows likeness between the owned slave and one who is provided by the Anunnaki, and a dumb servant and his master. And it reads, so don't strike forth the likeness for him. Surely the source Allah knows, and you don't know. The source Allah has struck forth a likeness, a possessed, owned slave who does not have power over anything, and whom we not he, Elohim Anunnaki, provided for him from us the best provision, so he shares willingly from it, secretly and openly. Are they both equal? Question. All gratitude is due for him. In fact, most of them do not know. The source Allah has struck forth a likeness of two mortal men. One of them is dumb. He does not have power over anything, and he is a burden on his ruler. Whatever he directs him, he does not bring that which is good. Is he equal to him? And he who commands with justice, and he is on the narrow path of the ones who stand up straight? Question. And to him not us, is the unseen things of the Samuel, the skies, and the planet Ki earth, and decision of the hour of judgment is except like a twinkling of a sight eye, or it is even nearer than that. Surely the source Allah has the power over all things. The source made you to hear and see, so you will be grateful. Allah made for you houses and cattle to carry your burden, and the source Allah brought you forth from your mother's stomachs. You didn't have knowledge of anything, and he not we made for you the inner hearing and the inner sight and the inner hearts, that perhaps you will be grateful. Do you not see the birds, ones who are subject in the firmament of the heavenly skies? Nothing holds them except Allah. Surely in that are signs for a kindred who are faithful. And the source Allah made for you from your houses a dwelling, and he not we made for you from leathern skins of the cattle's houses, that you can lightly carry the day of your departure and the day of your rising, standing straight, and from their wool and their fur and their hair he made furnishings and a temporary provision to a time. And the source Allah provided you all from that which he not we created shelters, and he made for you from the mountains places of refuge, and he made for you garments to protect you all from the heat, and the garments to protect your misery. Also, he completes his not our grace upon you all, that perhaps you will surrender in peace and become Muslims. So if they turn away, it is on you, Muhammad, to propagate clear facts. They know the grace of the source Allah, then they deny it, and most of them are concealers of which they know to be the facts. So it goes on to read, the Anunnaki rises a watcher from every nation. They also send Muhammad as a watcher, and the Qur'aan as a explanation for everything. There is no need for hiding. And it reads, in the day we not he, the Elohim Anunnaki, raised up back to life from every nation a watcher, then he does not give permission for those who conceal which they know to be the facts, and they don't blame themselves. And when those who are in a state of injustice see the aching pain, it doesn't become easier on them. They will not be looked upon. And when they saw those who associated partners with their partners, they said, "Our wrath sustainer, all these are our partners whom we used to call upon and pray from besides you, Allah. So you lay down for them the sayings, and surely you are the liars." And they offered the surrendering of peace to the source Allah on the day that which they made up, invented straight off from them. And those who conceal which they know to be the facts and turned away from the path of the source Allah, we Nahim, the Elohim Anunnaki, increased for them a pain over pain from the mischief they used to make. In the day which we Nahi, the Elohim Anunnaki, will rise up back to life in every nation, a watcher over them from amongst themselves. To each nation was sent a prophet. And we, the Elohim Anunnaki, brought you Muhammad forth as a watcher over the mountains, places of refuge, and he made for you garments to protect you all from the heat, and the garments to protect your misery, rashness. Also he completes his not our grace upon you all, and perhaps you will surrender in peace, become Muslims. And so if they turn away, it is on you, Muhammad, to propagate clear facts, and they know the grace of the source Allah, then they deny it, and most of them are concealers which they know to be the facts. So it goes on to read, the Anunnaki rises a watcher from every nation, and they also sent Muhammad as a watcher, and the Qur'an is an explanation for everything. There is no need for a hiding. Okay, so it looks like that was another extra page. So let me go back to where I was. You know what? Okay, so watcher, right? These and we, the Elohim Anunnaki, have sent down the scripture to you, the Qur'an, as an explanation for everything, and we don't need any hadith or traditions from men, a calmness and a yielding mercy, and as good news for the peacemakers, the Muslims, who surrender in peace. Okay, so that was the ending of that. And so let's go on. The source commands with justice and giving to relatives, and it reads, surely the source Allah commands with justice and kindness and giving of the near relatives, and he not we forbids from abomination and evilness and the act of injustice, and he warned you so that perhaps you will remember and you fulfill the covenant of the source Allah. If you have covenant and you don't violate or break the act of faith after your confirmation, and indeed you all have made the source Allah a certainty upon you all, and surely the source Allah knows that which you are doing. Don't take your faith as a entrance of disturbance between you, and don't sell the covenant of the source for a small price. And it reads, and don't be like the women who have broken and violated or yarn into untwisted strings after it has become strong. Take your faiths as a entrance of disturbance between you all, and for a nation to exist, she is more in number than the other nations. However, Allah tests you all by the way of it, and he will make it clear for you all on the day of resurrection of what you were finding differences in it. And if the source Allah has pleased to make you a single nation, but he not leads astray into error whom he pleases, and leads into calmness whoever he pleases, and you are going to be asked about what you used to do. And don't submit your faith as an entrance of disturbance between you all, So the foot splits after your firmness, and you will taste the evil of grief from having turned away from the source Allah's path, and for it you is a supreme aching pain. And don't you sell the covenant of the source Allah for a small price. However, in the possession of the source Allah, He is best for you if you but know. Alright, so it goes on to say, the Elohim rewards those who are patient. When reciting the Qur'an, seek protection from Malachi. And it reads, what is with you wastes away, depletes, and what is with Allah endures. And we not He, the Elohim Naki, shall reward those who had patience. And we, the Elohim Naki, reward them with the best of which they were doing. Whomsoever worked for perfection from the male or a second part female, and he is faithful, we not He, the Elohim Naki, will make his life agreeable, which is a good life. And we, the Anunnaki, reward them with the best of the wars that which they were doing. So when you read the Quran, so seek refuge from the source Allah, from the cursed Satan, also called Adam, Samuel, Nakash, Satan, the reptilian. Surely he, the devil, has no authoritative power over those who are faithful, and put their trust in the Rab, who is sustainer. Whoever his Satan, the reptilian's authoritative powers over those who bring him close to them, lets the devil, the reptilian, live with them, and those who, by way of him, associate partners. And it reads, when the Elohim changed the signs, Meccans called Muhammad an inventor, and Gabriel came down with the Quran. So it goes on to read, and when we not He, the Elohim Naki, changed a verse in place of another verse, and Allah alone knows best that which He not we has sent down, they will say, surely you, Muhammad, are an inventor, making up the scriptures. In fact, most of them don't know anything. Say Muhammad, the Holy, so Elohim, Gabriel, has sent down from your sustainer by the way of the facts beyond any doubt, in order to make firm, strengthen those who have faith in all the other scriptures, the tablets from before, the Gilgamesh epics, the Mule Elish, the Astral Aziz, the Atan, the Nergal and Ishtagal, the scenes of Ishtar, to the underworld, the secrets of Adafa, and as a leading columnist, and good news, the Quran to the peacemakers, the Muslims, and indeed we not He, the Elohim, know that surely they say a certain mortal being in skin teaches the Quran to Muhammad, the tongue, the dialect of him who they are referring to is of a foreigner, and this tongue, the pure Qur'an dialect, Arabic of the Quran, is clear. And it goes on to read, an aching pain for those who don't have faith. Allah doesn't lead into calmness those who conceal the facts. And so it reads, surely those who don't have faith in the source Allah's verse, the source Allah will not lead them into calmness, and for them is an aching pain. However, those who don't have faith and make up the lie falsehood with the verses of the source Allah, and these are they who are the kafirin, the liars, and anyone who conceals that which they knew to be the facts in the source Allah after he pronounces his faith, except he whose hatred or hated in his heart or hated in his heart rests, is content with faith. But those who expand their chest in concealing which they know to be the facts, then on them is a raft from the source Allah, and for them is a supreme pain. That is because they preferred the life of the physical world over the end, and the source Allah does not lead into common the kindred who conceal which they knew to be the facts. These are those who Allah has stamped an impression on their hearts, in their inner hearing, in their inner sights, and these are the unaware ones. No doubt in the end they are the losers. Then surely your Rab, who is sustainer, is for those who migrated from afterwards, and they were seduced. Then they struggled and had patience, and surely your sustainer afterwards is forgiving and most merciful. On the day every person comes disputing for themselves and taking in full measure of what every person did, and they will not be the ones who are treated unjustly. And the source Allah struck forth a likeness of the town, and it was secured and content. Her provision is abundantly coming to her from all places, so it concealed when it knew to be the facts with Allah's grace. So Allah let her taste of Jah's hunger, and fear is a garment from that which they used to do. And indeed come to them a Rasul one sent from amongst them, so they lied on him. So the pain took them, and they are the ones who are unjust. An aching pain for those who don't have faith, in Allah, and it doesn't lead into comments those who conceal the facts. And it reads on to say, eat of the lawful food. Unlawful for you are the dead, and the blood and the flesh of the pig. So it reads, so you eat from that which the source Allah has provided you, lawful, agreeable food, and be grateful with the grace of Allah. If he not we is whom you slave for, he has made unlawful on you the dead flesh and the damn blood and the pig's flesh and what was invoked with it besides Allah's name. So who is driven neither desiring and neither transgressing, then surely Allah is forgiving and most merciful. Don't proclaim that which your tongues describe, the lie, the falsehood that is lawful, and this is forbidden for you to make up falsehood against the source Allah. Surely those who make up lies, falsehood against the source, they will not be prosperous. A brief temporary enjoyment for them is a aching pain. And so it goes on to read, those of the Yahweh are unjust. Your Rab is forgiving and most merciful. Abram was upright and devoted to the source. And it reads, and on those who are of the tribe of Judah, we not heed the Elohim Anakim, forbid that which we, the Elohim Anakim, narrated on you, Muhammad, from before, but they themselves are ones in a state of unjustness. Then surely your Rab sustainer is for those who have done evil by the way of ignorance. Then they repented from after that and perfect themselves, and surely your Rab sustainer master is forgiving and most merciful. Surely Abram was a nation of Hebrews devoted to him not we, a upright one, and he was not from those who associated partners with other entities, Babylonians, Nimrod, Renob's time, and he is grateful for his not our graces, and he has chosen him, Abram, and led him into commerce to the narrow path of those who stand up straight, the news bearers. And we not me, the Elohim Anaki gave him, Abram, that which is best in the physical world, and surely he, Abram, in the end is amongst the perfectionists. And it goes on to read, Muhammad, you are to follow the Malachi, Abram, the Sabbath made into effect for those who different. And it reads, then we not heed the Elohim Nakim inspired you, Muhammad, that you are to follow the Melarites of Abram and the upright one Muhammad and all Muslims are to be like Abram, and Abram, was not of those who associated partners or other identities like some of the Enochites or of Nimrod's time. Surely the Sabbath was made on those who differ in it. The Muslims are also to keep the Hebrew Sabbath, and surely your Rab, who is sustainer, will use wisdom between them on the day of resurrection and standing, which they were different in. Muhammad, you are to call upon your Rab, master, sustainer, path, and Abram by the way of the wisdom, the book given to midnight, and by the best of the extortion teaching, the Hebrew teachings, and dispute with him that which is best, the Hebrew teachings. And surely Muhammad, your Rab, he knows that which has gone astray from his path, and he knows who are being led into commons, the real Islamic Hebrews, the peacemakers who follow Milite rights of Abram, and they follow Abram's way of life. And so it goes on to read, and if you are supplanted, so supplant in the same matter, you were supplanted. Allah is with those who tremble at the mention of his name. And so it goes on to read, and if you all are supplanted as Jacob was, so supplanted in the same matter that which you were supplanted by the Israelites, will receive the Israelites' covenant if they follow Abram and become Islamic Hebrews. And if you were patient, it is indeed best for the patient ones. And have patience, Muhammad. And what is your patience except by the way of the source, Allah? And don't grave on them, and don't be in transgress, and don't be distressed from the Israelites that which they were plotting. And surely Allah is with those who tremble at the mention, and they are doers of that which is best. That's a common analyzing. Alright, so that right there was the end of that chapter. So I'm going to leave it at that right now. If you want to read this yourself, which is so much encouraged to do so, check it out. I posted it on the channel. It's on the channel, the whole book and parts of it. So you got it coming from all different places on this channel. So however you learn, you can just send it to yourself and check it out and do your deep study, right? It's much needed, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that, right? Okay, family, I want you all to know that you are loved beyond this world and in it. Begin to spread that love one to another and be the peace that you seek. Release our master teacher, Dr. Malachi L. Peace, shalom, hashud, divine love, family, and wadu, and it's all